Greetings and welcome from the Eccentric Man. Today we've got an unboxing and it's the Rubicon Models Tiger 1 Alpha E. You might remember on one of the last battle reports I put up, it was a Tank Wars game where I was using my North Africa DAC and I've got a Tiger 1 in there. However, it's got Zimmerit and they didn't actually use it on the North African front. I mentioned it in the video, and the very nice people at warhq.co.uk, that's Paul and Harrison, have sent me a Rubicon's model to unbox and do a review on. They are stockists for Rubicon models because Rubicon don't sell direct, so you can get all your Rubicon goodies from them. I've put together a Panzer IV of theirs before, and I did like that model. It was really good. So I'm probably looking at the same for this one. So it's a nice box, nicely coloured, nice picture on the front. Let's have a look at the back. That's my dog Coco. She's just speaking to the other one. So we've got a Tiger 1, we've got information about it. It's the early, mid and late that you can make with this box. I'll be doing the early version for North Africa, where it was introduced in 1942. But you've also got on there the colour scheme that you could paint it, and you've got the decal sheet which is coming up. What is nice, it gives you the Vallejo acrylics, what colours to use, which is nice, so that's helpful in the colour scheme. So yeah, but not for me because I'll be painting it desert colour, like a lot of my armour, so I do like the desert. So yeah, so the nice people from warhq.co.uk have kindly sent me this, and I'll have a look at it and go through and put up my thoughts on it. I haven't got a video that I can set up to do it, putting it together, so I'll have to do a stop and start one. But we'll move on into the box and have a look and see what we've got. So welcome back. So I've unboxed it, and what do we get? We've got the decal sheets. Interesting to see they haven't gone down the route of 131, but there we go. For those who don't know, 131 was the captured tiger in the desert in North Africa, which I think you can find at the Bovingdon Tank Museum. If you hear a bit of whining, it is my little dog. I'm not quite sure what she's saying. She's finding it a bit difficult to get in a dog bed. So yeah, you can see there's got a bit of Africa core markings. You can see the palm tree, so that's good, and nicely kept nice and neat in a little cellophane wrapper. So that's the decals. Got our instruction booklet, and it's got 4 packs of sprues. Each sprue pack is sealed in cellophane, so that's nice, or plastic bag to keep it safe. So we've got our instructions. And it gives us the wheels for early production Tigers with the rubber tyres, rubber road wheels, and the steel road wheels for mid and late. So I'll have to read that and get that right because I'm putting it together for early. Yep, so the instructions there look nice and clear. I do like the tracks that come in one piece. With the Rubicon ones there, you can see they're shaped as if they're on the vehicle. So they've got the dip down off of the road wheels onto the others. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to have a look when I get them out to see whether they dip down over the gaps in the tracks, which I always like, but I think it's probably a little bit more difficult for the manufacturers to do it. But that's it. You get the instructions. Look nicely laid out. Nice and clear. So that's good. And then the individual bits. As you can see what I mean by the tracks. If I could focus on them with my iPad and one hand, and I'll just do that. Yep, there we go. You can see it comes down off of the drive wheels, and then over the road wheels. But it's not fiddly. It will go together quite well, I think. After all, I've got all the little road wheels to put on from the instructions there. So it's quite a few little road wheels to go on, but not too bad. What we'll do is, I've got no way of actually videoing me putting this together, which is a shame. But what we'll do is we'll do a bit of stop-start as we go through, and I'll put up some pictures when we've covered key parts. So, back in a bit. Well, before I go on and stick them all together, what I found was interesting was when I opened up the sprue to have a look at the road wheels, you can see they're not actually separate. What they are is they're on a bar of plastic which is going to go onto the chassis, and it looks like each subsequent one will be hidden by the wheels in front, which does make it very much more quick and easy to put together. You can just slide on those bars of wheels in one foul swoop. So that looks really good. So that'll save me time in putting it together. Right, so we'll move on and see how they actually do go on and look. So just done a dry fit of the wheels so far. There's another set of wheels that'll go over the top of these ones. But as you can see, I'll just drop it apart. There's the main part of the chassis. This one fits on. If I could. Doing it over the angle of the iPad is not so good. And then onto the top to give you that. And then I'll say I've got the individual pieces to put on for the outer wheels. So yeah, that's going to go together relatively easy. What I did notice is, you can see it's got a mould mark down the middle of the tracks. I've taken off the top one. I'll probably have to take that a little bit more, but I'll get a file in there and take the join flash bit off before we proceed. So yeah, going together. So put the whole together, and I've put the exhaust on. There's some extra little bits to go on the back, some air filters for the North Africa one, so I'll put them on in a little while. But so far we've got the back end put together. And go around to the side. Put the tracks on. And the front piece, I must admit, it's going together very nicely. I've dry fitted the turret with the sides and top, as it always does. Let's see if we can put the bits back together. Yep, dry fit is pretty nice. Hopefully with the glue that should seal that bit up, but I can see that it's got the storage boxes on the back, and they're going to fit on there, and that'll cover that. I'm going to hazard a guess from the back end anyway. So yeah, that's the start of the turret, but coming along very nicely. Okay, tip for putting the turret and the gun parts together. You can see DO3, DO2, it has two small lugs right on the corner bits at the top. So you can see there the DO3, and just underneath it you've got a little lug. Well, that fits into a hole when you put D14 and CO7 together. D14, you need to have the two dots to the left. So you see a little bit of the gun barrel sticking out. if you're looking at it from this direction, the two holes need to be on the right. When it's on the tank and you're looking forward, it will be on the left. So there's two little holes. So put D14 CO7 together, and that gives you a little hole. You can just see that indent grooves where that little no glue is. So that snaps into place. What you can then do is you can put D14 CO7 as a combined unit and locate them onto the DO3 and DO2 parts when you stick the two holes together. Otherwise you're going to find it really difficult clipping the gun barrel, which allows it to go up and down, if you've already glued the two sides DO3, DO2. So don't glue that into place first before you locate the little lugs into D14 CO7, and that will go in much more smoothly. But other than that, it's going going okay. Just a quick focus in on this side of the turret piece. You can see there that it's got the pistol porthole, and that's designated from the early version of the Tiger. So on the reverse side you've got a little mark where you have to drill through to fix this bit of plastic onto it. It's got a like a little pin part to it, and you just press it through the hole, glue it and press it through, and then it just fits there quite nicely. So another nice little touch for the early version. Just something for you to do for those modelers who like to do something. Just putting together a dry run of the hull and the turret, and they're not glued, but you can see the joins there right at the front. That's going to clip down, I think, quite happily with the glue. It's got the side top skirt to put on yet on both sides. Looks like I'm going to have to pare off a little bit there on the edge at the back. Missed that bit, so I'll do that. Top bit will go down with the glue. That'll fit in nicely. Turret goes on nicely. It's I've just popped it on there, but it was no problem with going on and coming off very easy. He says. But you can see there's the turret, lugs, and it's on and goes round quite easily. So yeah, looks like a dodgy wheel, got to put a bit more glue on. Right, so yeah, it's coming together. So that's it completed, and well, apart from the tracks that I'm going to put on the side of the turret, but I've drilled a hole in the top of the barrel, and you can see front end of it. Got the box on the back now. You can see here it's got the additional air filters. Very tricky when you've got an iPad because the camera's offset. But you can see here at the back these bits here and there, and on the top those bits that run off. That's the additional air filters that were introduced for North Africa. So stuck them as an option. As it's the early version, you can see here that's the pistol port, which is quite nice. The early war production had the headlights on the corners, whereas the late production model had it in the middle there. The initial production run had them on the corners at the bottom, but I've stuck them up on the top as early for North Africa. So yeah, it went together really nicely. The actual fit of the components, very nice. No gaping holes, no bent bits, no off bits. As you can see at the top, went together very nicely. So thoroughly recommend this this kit from Rubicon. Very nice. As I say, I've made before the Opel Blitz truck, and I've made the Panzer IV, and they went together nicely. But yeah, very nice. This the Tiger. Now let's have a look at comparisons, because I have here the Warlord. Warlord plastic, Tiger 1. Pretty similar. Although with this one you do have the option with the crewman for the Warlord and the open turret. So pretty similar in size. So if you had one of the other ones, I think the Warlord is just a smidgen taller in the body of the tank, and the turret is slightly bigger in the Rubicon. But there's not a lot in it. As you can see, this is a Zimmerit one from Warlords, which I didn't really want, but that was the only one that was on the market when I did get it, I think. I think also with this one comes with steel wheels, because it's a late production one, whereas you've got the different wheels set for the rubber road wheels for the early one for North Africa. So yeah, quite nice. Let's have a look at the top and see if there's any noticeable difference on the apart from the additional L filtering. Grid works slightly different on the engine cowling. I think I prefer the one on the Rubicon one actually. But yeah, lo and behold, there are the Tigers. And so I'm really pleased to have been able to do a review for that, and thank you very much to warhq.co.uk for sending it through for my unboxing and a review. Very nice, I do like it, and big thumbs up for Rubicon for a well put together and easy to put together model. So my next task will be painting it up in the desert colours. Shame I'm not going to Panzerkampf. So the Rubicon Tiger, as I said, a big thumbs up from me. One of the good things about it, it does early, mid and late. I didn't go into all the little the bits of the other varieties, but they're all in the box. You've got the options for the steel wheels for the late model. You've got different optical bits you can stick onto the front of the tank for mid-war and late war. You've got the machine gun, and you've got a different commander's coppola to go with for the difference between mid and late. Only thing it doesn't have is a Zimmerit, but not everybody likes that. So if you're thinking about a Tiger, think about what period you're doing. Rubicon will do it all. It's a very nice kit. They've got a lot more coming out apparently in this next quarter. Motorcycles for the Germans, and also some Jeeps, I believe. So that's going to be interesting. You can get them all from warhq.co.uk. Check them out on Facebook. They're on the internet as well with their website, and they do a weekly bolt action magazine. Very informative. They do some good stuff on there. So join up to them. If you like this video, give it a tick. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you'd like to share it with your friends, go on, why not do it? Until next time, thanks very much for watching.